Throughout the process of creating my opening sequence, I've used a wide range of technology. One of these is the Kodak EasyShare C763, and I use this to take still pictures on my animatic. On screen now is the camera which I used for filming. It's the video camera, the Canon FS100, and I found it easy to use and generally effective. To aid my filming, I used a tripod very similar to the one on screen now. I used this to ensure that some of my footage was steady. An example of one of the shots I used this is the shot at the end, and you can tell that I use it because it's got a very smooth panning effect. I created the entire opening sequence on an Apple iMac. I found this very good to use. It's very different to other computers, but it's got many advantages because it's much quicker and there's a wide range of tools which you can use on it. To create my animatic, I used iMovie, which was effective, and I found that I was quite good at using it because I had experience from GCSE Media Studies. To achieve good effects on some of my titles, I used the program LiveType. I was completely unfamiliar with this software, but after a couple of practices I found it was very good and effective, and it produced much higher quality titles than perhaps Photoshop or Final Cut. The program which I created my music on was called GarageBand, and it's a software program for the iMac. I found this easy to use as I had experience using it at GCSE Media, and it's effective because it has many different tracks which you can choose from. You display them all on the screen, as an example is shown here. You can see all the different tracks down the side, and you can choose them using the features in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. The program Final Cut Express is the program which I use to create my opening sequence. Here is where you compose all of your footage, you edit it together, add transitions and add the music in over the top, as you can see I've done here with my actual opening sequence. The program WordPress on the internet I used to do all of my media blogging. Before AS Media I had never blogged anything in my life, but I found the experience fairly enjoyable. I think it's a good way of keeping both yourself and your teachers up to date on what you're doing, as well as having the bonus of being able to add videos, images, audio and documents. I think that it's definitely a more useful way of keeping your progress up to date, as you can change it any time, and it's very easy to look back on what you've done by searching through your blogs, especially if you've got categories like I have, where you can then choose what you would like to view. There are several places within my opening sequence where I tried to add meaning through editing. For example, here in the first half of my opening sequence, I chose to have it in black and white to represent the fact that it was in the past, and also to give the audience the idea that happiness was no longer there. I also tried to add meaning by using transitions. Here you can see I've used the fade to make them come on more delicately, and I think this makes it look nicer and also makes it softer and adds the idea of innocence into the opening sequence, which is a key theme throughout.